Hey, Rod here, how you doing? So I got myself a new, well, I could call it a toy, but it's a bit of a workhorse. It's a CFMOTO CFORCE 600 2-up. I just got it a couple days ago. This is my third day with it. So far so good. I probably put almost 100K on it. This is so I can pull a sled once there's a bit more snow on the ground and I go ice fishing. This was an extra. This was an extra. Hand warmers, that was an extra, really good. This bumper was an extra. The winch was standard. And here I've got mounts for a gun rack. And I got my one GoPro right there, and I'm holding my other GoPro. And if you've noticed, I've mounted my phone and my GPS. So I'm hoping to use this right through the winter. I mean, there'll be times when I think the snow will be too deep, I won't be able to, but I'm hoping to ice fish with it. And I think if I, you know, in the middle of winter, once there's established snowmobile tracks on the lake, I should be able to go. I mean, this thing, as far as I know, so far, I'm really happy with the way it's been performing. It seems to go through anything I throw at it. Not that I've tried anything particularly difficult, but I mean, on these trails and stuff, I'm just like my truck, which is four-wheel drive. I'm still not quite sure exactly how much it can take. And one thing I found is usually it can take more than I've been throwing at it. This is Quimby Lake. I fished here in the summertime in one of my videos. I did it. I caught quite a few bass. And I was just up at Elliot Lake. So this is like the pass between Elliot Lake and Quimby Lake. And if you notice, I was just at that waterfall, so it's flowing down from Elliot Lake into Quimby Lake. So where I am right now, it's about 5 kilometers from the Washington, is it Washington Drive or Washington Street snow dump? So up to today, I've come as far as this way from Washington Drive and stopped. But what I did this morning was I went down Pipeline Road, and then I got onto this ATV trail where it intersects Pipeline Road. One thing about Elliot Lake is there's ATV trails everywhere, and I'm just have to get to know them. You're also allowed driving your ATV on the roads in Elliot Lake, which is really good. Well, it's snowing or sleeting just a little bit, but I know they've been calling for this. I think we're going to be getting 1 or 2 centimeters possibly. So I think I better get heading. I decided to go with the camouflage. There's no dealership, a CFMOTO dealership in Elliot Lake, so I got this in Sudbury at Mid-City Motorsports. I actually went to Mid-City Motorsports to look at Princecraft boats, and I was going to buy I want to buy a boat for next season, for next spring, and they had Polaris and CFMOTOs, and this kind of stuck in my head. Comes with a 5-year warranty. Whether that's actually worth the paper it's written on, I don't know, but apparently CFMOTOs, you know, like 10 years ago or something like that, they had quite a few problems. See, they're made in China, but the last few years they've really improved their quality. So we'll just see how it goes, but my first impression is so far so good. But this is the only ATV I've ever owned in my life. The only other ones I've driven were in Saudi Arabia in the sand dunes, and those things were little pieces of crap, to tell the truth. They barely went anywhere. But I've had motorcycles when I was younger, so I'm sort of used to them. One of the hardest things is the thumb, because rather than a grip throttle, it's a thumb throttle. So you've always got to have your thumbs on that. So even with the hand warmers, when I have light gloves on, my thumb gets warm, so I've switched to the heavier gloves. Anyway, let's get moving down the trail. Now, one thing about this, it's going to be great for reconnaissance, because all these roads and stuff, I can figure out, you know, where I can hike into, where I can possibly portage, lakes and stuff that I want to get into. So this is just one of my tools. It isn't going to replace what I have been doing. It's just one more thing. It's just like my canoe, you know, and at some point I'll be getting a tiller fishing boat, probably in the springtime, but that'll just be one more tool. So one thing is, I really like the walking. I really like being outdoors on my feet, especially with a gun. I mean, look at me, I'm almost 63 years old and I can walk 20K